Welcome to our third episode of The Dream Life. Today, for the first ever, we are sharing with you a full garden tour of our home garden in the city, located in the beautiful island city of Mactan on a 143 square meter lot, and then at the back garden with 200 square meters only. But we are here. We will be showing you that it is possible to survive this pandemic, COVID-19, just at home with more than 1,000 plants around our city garden, in and around the house. So join me for a quick garden tour. Start. Living in the city, we need to utilize every nook and cranny that we can find to plant edible food. So this is a front garden across our house. This is the front of our house. We have a bougainvillea vine that we trained to climb up the front, and then we also planted an Indian tree which served as a marker when we moved in, but now it is very tall. So the birds and the bats love the fruit. That's our roof deck garden at the back of the house. So our house is located in Bangkal. It is a 143 square meter lot at the front, and then we utilize all the parts, even the roof deck of our CR. We have a garden there for our ornamentals. So that's the front. You can see my auntie is selling fresh vegetables from the farm at the front of our house right now when the pandemic started. Going in, we enter through this courtyard. We utilized all the fences. We made it into a multi-level planting area. So we have gainura there, which is more than enough for our green smoothies every day. Then we also have ornamental plants which we are propagating so that we can bring them to the farm. That's the grapevine planted on the planter. So we planted it during Yolanda. Then we let it climb up to the trellis. Supposedly this is our parking area to be shaded by the grapes, but we found out later on that grapes can fruit even if it's in the city or in a very hot climate. So this is recently pruned, that's why there are lesser leaves, but you can see there's already tiny little fruits going out. So after pruning the grapes, the new shoots will also carry with it fruits already. So when you enter from the road, you can really feel the temperature drop a couple of degrees as you enter, because maybe because of the plants that have filled this area. So you can also notice that we did not cement all the soil at the garage area. We put in gravel strips. This is a 1 foot thick gravel because we want the water every time it rains to seep through the soil. It is very important so that we don't run out of water. This area on the left is watered by the air conditioning unit at the top. So you see it's very lush. And same system, we have multi-levels. Every space that we can find, we put in plants from the planter, then more plant pots, and then also on the fences we hang edible and ornamental plants. We're also having our nursery here for the Indian tree, which we are propagating as windbreaker in the farm. So it's better to do it here because we're here every day at home. So that's it. So enter into another courtyard, same system. We have gravel on the floor, ornamentals propagation, and then we have food on the upper side of the fence, then air plants. So it's multi-layer. We also have trees. On the balcony on the second floor, should go out from the master bedroom, we're also growing blue ternate flowers planted in pots and put together on top of each other. So this serves as food at the same time, also a canopy to the trellis above it. So Every layer is important to produce food. We have a tambis tree here that grows from the ground floor, goes up, and then when it fruits, we can harvest directly from the balcony. And then more plants on the railings, and the other side of the railings we have seedlings below. We put the edible leaves on above the walls and floors, so it's safe from pests. And then we also have the fruit trees looking down. We have siniguelas, mulberry, fig, we have tambis, mango, and many more. So it's like a forest area there. So that's a mint on the railing of our balcony. That's a tambis right there, and the Indian tree at the front, and then blue ternate. So looking towards the front, this is we have ornamentals, and then we also have trees. This one is a fig tree growing from the plot, so it serves like a canopy to protect the plants below. Then lettuce garden also, but we have not planted that area yet. We have to schedule. And then on the railings on top, it's all plants. It's all covered with plants and herbs, so it produces us a lot of food, more than enough food. And then on the trees, we also hang air plants. So we make sure that it's a variety of plants, not just edible, not just one type of plant, but many kinds of plant as in a garden. So this one is a mulberry tree that is 10-year-old, hosting air plants. And then that is a tambis tree. And then looking through the front of the yard, we have the grapevines and the ornamentals all together and growing very healthy, even if they're compact on the location. So later on, we're able to purchase a 200 square meter plot behind the house at the side. And so this is our back garden. So same system, we have, this is our bird area, so we also have plants on the cages. And then we also have a coconut, and it's also fruiting. We make sure that every space is filled, so that aside from the food, our pets also will have shade. And that multi-layer, we have a base layer, and then a tree, and then leafy greens on the walls. And then this is our pomegranate tree that we grown from seed, so you can see that it has a lot of fruit. And then that is a guava that is also fruiting profusely. That's the headquarters of Dream Architects at the back. So same system, all the walls we utilized with container gardens. And then these are fully organic plants. All the food that we're growing here, we do not apply pesticides. So this is our original rock garden. We have a canopy at the top. The trees on the sides of the walls, trees and vines, are on the fences, so they like enclose the whole space. On the steps, we're also growing calamansi. So even in a small space, you can still grow fruits and vegetables. You can see that is we have around 12 plots in this area, but right now this area is already very dense, so we need to trim out some of the vines that are growing already. So that is the rabbit tree at the back. But these plots that we're seeing are the forage plants that we feed our rabbits and our chickens. So we have Madre Agua, Napier, and then we have a trellised area here for shade. And then it's also growing passion fruit and ternate flowers. This one, we're propagating also food for the tortoises that we have. We also have stingless honeybees. Yes, in the city you can have a honey beehive, just plant more flowers. And then same system on the walls, we also put in container gardens to grow flowers, and then trees at the perimeters. So we have guava, loquat, fig trees, avocados. And then that's our tortoise outdoor enclosure, but they're sleeping right now, so let us disturb them. That's a gotocola plant right there. The rabbits love gotocola, and also the tortoises. We're also propagating ornamentals for the farm, and also for flowers for the animals. So going here, we have a huge vine of passion fruit going up the trellis from the same plot that we're planting all the vegetables. So this one, on the right, we also have a couple of vegetables and herbs that we're propagating. So it's like a mix, it's like a forest here. We have turmeric, we have ginger, we have a lot of things, green tea, we have tarragon, we have spring onions, and then that's our bird area there on the walls. So you cannot see them completely because on the front the trees are integrated in the design of the cages of the birds. So we're growing meat pigeons, we're growing gulgeons, lovebirds, a host of other animals that are also rescued. So we rescue them instead of people killing them. So this is our propagation area. This is where we multiply our plants, and then same system, we fill it up to the brim. And then this one is our azolla and duckweed area. This is a natural food for the rabbits, for the chickens, for the birds. So it's free food. You can grow them without really taking care of the azolla and duckweed. So you just harvest all the time. So this one, leukemia. We also grow fruit trees. So all the fruits that we eat, we collect and then we plant, because this is for our farm in Leyte, Hacienda Rita. So that's almost more than 100. We even have bananas here in the garden. So yeah, I think this garden is already more than enough for us. We have ampalaya, we have opo, we have eggplant, tomatoes, and a whole lot more, even passion fruit. So you can see the roof deck garden right there at this sneak peek. So going here, we have coconuts, we have sugarcane, we have alugbati, malunggay, we have ampalaya there, and then blue ternate vines that are already very old. So we need to harvest the seeds already for propagation, also for giving. So that's our Goldian birds fence, and then it's covered with green tea plants, which they also love to eat. So if they're hungry, they can just get it. And then this is the fence towards the rabbitry area, still covered with forage for them, and also mints and other herbs. So this is what it looks like on the back garden right now. It's so dense and we need to trim it for it to be productive. So we can even harvest pomegranates now. So because of the organic fertilizers, it's growing very good. That's our cat area, and then we have our puppies here. They're not allowed to go out yet because not completed the vaccine. So we have our hybrid rabbitry area. So we're growing here several meat type breeds. We have purebred New Zealand. Hi Mama Rabbit. And then we also have Angoras here. So they're very cute. They're for pets, but rabbits are also grown for meat. So that's part of the sustainability. The rabbit poop is also very helpful as an organic fertilizer because it's cold manure. You can apply it directly to your garden plots or to your plants. Going up the steps from the on the dream headquarters, we have snake plants, and then on the wall also we're growing still grapes. So this is another kind of grapes. And then we have portolacas on the fence, on the railings for the bees. Then looking down the garden from the second floor, this is what it is. Just a huge canopy of greens. You cannot even see what's under there because it's overgrown. But we love it. The rabbits also eat the leaves from the passion fruit and the blue ternate vine. So that's okay. We're keeping that, and it keeps the whole area cool. We have mulberries, we even have a papaya. You can see the fruit trees going up, and then that's our house right there. So going up to the second floor, still a lot of grapes have already found its way on top. This is our second floor in the office that faces an east, so we just put plants there instead of curtains. So this is our view every day as we work. So isn't it nice to have a garden inside? And then the grapes. on the third floor already have fruits. So even if we did not prune it yet, this is their first year. So it's up to the third floor now, still very lush and green with all the organic materials that we put in. So you see, it's really possible to do it without chemicals, because you can see our plants here, they look happy and lush and very productive. So this is the view from the third floor of the ground garden. So that's, I think the plants are happy, the bees are happy, because there are a lot of flowers from the trees and from the vines and from the coconuts. So yeah, that's, I think if we can do it on our very small space, multi-layer, I'm sure that everybody else can do it if they only like put in the time. If you say you're not a green thumb, then just plant anything. Someday you will know how to grow it properly and correctly, and you will have this level. Oh, welcome to the third floor farm. We're experimenting on using the vacant third floor of our headquarters as a farm. So we're trying to see if we can really grow something on the third floor. So we have here, we planted on empty drums. So we have here tomatoes, beans, okra. We just place a mix of the soil with leaves and soil and rabbit poop. Then we have chilies, kangkong, eggplant, and then sweet potatoes. We also have, oh, the sweet potato is almost ready for harvest. So we have ampalaya, we have okra, we have lettuce, okra again, but this is a red okra. And then we have, what do we have here? Oh, we have string beans, the red ones, and then we have kale, the blue kale that grows only in the US, but it also grows here in the Philippines. And we have a very productive cucumber plant right here. I think it's happy with our weekly organic input. And then we have kangkong, already harvested that, but that's for another batch. Then string beans, we have okra. I think our okra is rooting already. Yeah, after a month it already has a flower, so that's good. We have a bush bean, and then some more kale plants on the other side. We're propagating mints, and then some more mints because we just love mint teas and mint drinks. And then flower propagation, we have wheatgrass, we have basil, and then some more seedlings that we're propagating on the third floor because there are less pests on the upper floors. That's what we discovered. So we're planting the critical plants on the upper floor so it's safer. This is a resell plant. We've already harvested so much from it since the time we started the third floor farm until now. So it is possible to grow even resell on a pot that is like 12 inches tall. So it's very, and my favorite part is the lettuce tower. So we have a lettuce, 1 month old lettuce here, and then bok choy at the back, and then lettuce in the second layer, bok choy on the third layer. It's already growing, but the birds love it too, so we share it with the birds. And also we have a fourth level. So even in just 1.5 meter long tower, we already are growing hundreds of lettuces and bok choy or pechay there. So I'm sure all of you will have a house that have a very small area, like 1 square meter. You multiply that by layering your plants. So these are we already harvested a part of this lettuce tower. So these are just recycled PET bottles that would have been thrown to the landfill. So make it productive by reusing it in your garden. So it is possible. We have spaces to fill. So this is going to the 4th floor, to the roof deck. The grapes have already invaded up to the 4th floor. They came from the ground garden, then we let it grow up towards the trellis at the roof deck as a cover from the roof deck. And then later on, maybe harvest more fruits, because the front, that is the view from the top of the roof deck towards the ground garden. The grapes, we've already welcome to the roof deck garden. Here we are growing cactuses, we're growing fruit trees in drums. So here we have around 2,500 succulents and cactuses that we have collected over time. Here we're also growing fruit trees on empty drums. It's hard work to get up the drum and then the soil, the fertilizers, but we are fully organic here. So all of this is powered by nature and by rabbit poop. This is our chico tree is already very big and have started to flower. So we envision this area to be like a mini forest on top of the roof deck in the city, with dragon fruits, with fruit trees, with cactuses, and we're trying to imitate what nature is doing, like multi-layer, not one plant per area only. So the plants is like a relationship, they complement each other. So we find plants that grow well together or benefit from each other. So these are fruit trees. We have cacao, mango, tamarind, we have papaya here, we have 20 kinds of dragon fruit, and then aloe veras, we have succulents. These one are my favorites, another kind of succulent here, and then we also have another kind, my favorite succulent, with a blue tinge. And then this one is a stinky, another favorite green brain cactus. So all the railings, we're utilizing them. Instead of just a railing, we're putting thousands of plants around the roof deck. And then we're also growing dragon fruit here. So going down to the other side of the Dream HQ, that's the view where we were from the roof deck with the cactus. The third floor with the farm. The second floor is our Dream Architects headquarters. And then on the front, we're also growing fruit trees, forage plants. We have malunggay, we have alokbati. So utilize every space and be creative. Having a garden during the pandemic is very important. It does not only provide us food, but also provides us medicine and fresh air to breathe. This pandemic has taught us, if we do not learn how to be sufficient in our own homes, even if we have money and then there is another lockdown, what will we do if we do not have any other option? It is good to grow your own food, not because you cannot afford to buy, but because it is what it should be. Our grandparents were growing their food, they were fixing and making their own stuff, and they're able to live even if there is a lockdown or not. We as city dwellers have been so used to all the items that we need, we can buy. But what if there is nothing to buy? Even if you have money, there is nothing to buy. When the supply chains are cut, what will you do? So learning how to garden is really our passion. We started this for food for our family, but also to be an inspiration to a lot of people, that even if we are very busy and we have jobs, that it is possible to plant. Even if you think that you are not a green thumb, it is still possible to plant, because there are a lot of plants that will even thrive even if you do not care for them. Nature can live without us, but we cannot live without nature. So let us take care of our planet. Let us plant more trees. Let us save our bees by planting more flowers. Let us avoid using chemicals and synthetic fertilizers, because it does not only poison the soil or the air. We live in this earth. We breathe and eat all those chemicals that we put in. So why not make an impact to the world by making your own home a self-sufficient and natural home that is caring for the environment? And maybe your neighbors will see, oh, it is really possible to grow something even if you do not use synthetic fertilizers. And our garden is a living testament that it can be done. It can be done, and it is possible, and it is the only way to go, especially now that our world is experiencing this kind of pandemic, and with all the sickness that is developing. having natural food and natural medicine at your own doorstep is the best way to live a life that is secure and sufficient. As they say, being sustainable and being sufficient now is the new rich. So learn how to maximize your space. Even if you only have a very small lot, or even if you are living in a condominium, you can still grow on your railings, you can still grow on your balconies. Just plant something and start growing what you love to harvest, and you can never go wrong. Thank you, and join us on our next vlog. We're trying to post 1 vlog per day for 7 days as a start for our YouTube channel, so that when you visit, you will enjoy watching several other videos with this one. Thank you, and please don't forget to subscribe so that you can see our updates and new videos. Thank you very much.